Here they are indeed, and yes, it is the clash between the Justice Hunters decks.
Yeah, but I think they already did the die roll. I saw Willie kind of touching his chest there, maybe saying, I'll go first. We'll have to see if that is going to be the case here. This is the classic matchup of this format.
I think actually it's a complete whiff from Willie. I don't see any card that he can open with, and yes, indeed, he's only gonna set a couple of cards. What an unfortunate opening, and it's a pass back to Shane.
Pretty much any Yummy monster would have been great to open up with, but no Yummies. They're all hiding in the deck. The Crane is gonna have to draw one off the top for Willie to get back into this game, but man, the luck on the Vanquish Soul strategy has been so strong this morning. I mean, this is not what you want to see if you're Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe it's my peak influencing them, you know, just jinxing.
Marcello's pick is doing well here, but Holly Sue is going to be negated by Infinite and Permanence, and Stake Your Soul coming up next for Shane, revealing Rosin, so he's going to be able to special summon a Fire Vanquish Soul monster from the deck.
What a end again.
This is very tough for Willie here, because again, you play the Yummy deck because you just almost never brick. Any monster will do the job, whereas Vanquish Soul, you need these specific starter cards, and Shane just happily drawing both of them, showing off that Kurikara.
Yeah, in the interview, he hinted at a tech card. That is here. Kurikara. Wow, what a choice.
It's going to be striking fear in the hearts of our Lunalight player, that Kurikara, surely.
I imagine he's pretty good in the Vanquish Soul mirror match.
Yeah, and I can confirm he's the only of the 27 players playing the card this weekend, so must have done something right with that. But as you can see, the Vanquish Soul deck just able to access now the K9 Ripper. Is it going to resolve? Do we have something else? We do.
This is good.
But isn't it in the same column as the Impermanence that was set? I think it is, right? So that might be actually a crucial mistake, and I think that is it, no? It is, oof.
Oh.
And that's quite unfortunate from Willie, yeah. And I think that comes with a quick pickup of his cards. And yes, as you can see, a bit disappointed by that start. I mean, and yeah.
To be fair, though, all right, quick handshake here at the start of game number 2. It has to be better this time for Willie, right? It can't be as bad again.
Oof, I got worried for a moment. No, we do.
Okay, we got something?
Yeah, we got the 5th card with a monster.
Okay.
I mean, I was worried there for a moment, but we do get it by that Fuvalos. But we do have at least that Lollipop in hand. And let's see if we have an interaction on that Snatchy.
All right, the Snatchy will resolve. He did. At least he opened up with A monsters. The last one you want to open up within the Yummy strategy, but any monster will do.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure because I don't know one of the other 4th cards, but for sure, yeah, I don't think there is much of it.
Oh no,
Holly Sue!
Oh no
Vanquish Soul Holly Sue. Every game of the top 8 so far, there's been a Holly Sue with the correct attributes, a dark and a fire, going to be able to summon the Rosin from the deck here underneath the Yummy Snatchy.
There is no way. Again, that Holly Sue. I mean,
does he have something to stop the special summon from the deck? I do think Willie has like a triple tactics thrust in his hand too, so it won't just be the end all to be all.
We're taking control here, you know?
Okay, we're going to take control.
Oh, fantastic here.
This is actually going to work out really well because now he'll be able to grab Obedience School.
Yeah, at the same time though, it will still keep on playing through the Fuvalos, so it's an interesting decision here just on how much do we want to do. But of course, that's a great follow-up. And it's going to resolve. You can see Shane having a laugh at it. Loved this interview when he said the most important thing is, you know, you don't have an enemy in front of you. It's surely your opponent, but you can still have a chat. You can still have, you know, this nice atmosphere. And you can see both of them smiling and, you know, having a little bit of a chat. And you love to see that.
Yeah, it is fantastic. But going back to the game, it is so tough when you combine a Fuvalos with some more interruptions, because it means you have to give your opponent draws. Those cards just replacing themselves here. The Holly Sue might have been a card out of the hand, but just going to be replaced by more and more cards for Shane.
That's certainly the case. Having the Mulcharmy Falls is not something Willie wanted to see, but he's going to have to continue to play. Looks like the Cupsy Yummy here is going to add Yummy Surprise from the deck to the hand.
Yeah, but at the very least, he will get back the Snatchy, so you don't have to do so much. Snatchy, one of those cards, even if it's stolen from you and comes back in the end phase, is still a pretty helpful card to have on the field. going into your opponent's turn.
He's definitely probably happy he got stolen instead of like lined up to a rosin or something like that.
It's gonna be a closer one for sure, as mentioned. Obviously, great opener from Shane, but never count Willie out. You taught us that, Bill. And
yep, even when things look darkest, you might find a way. This is
trying to take a look at the end from Shane, and talking of old cards, I've seen one that could be devastating here.
Oh man, I already know what's about to happen.
Oh wow, but we're not done, yeah.
Before Willie can end his turn, that is.
Yeah, this is such a tough interaction, because once you play this card, you can't use any of the trap cards that you've just set. So you can get to destroy a couple of them before they could come into play, potentially.
But no, we are gonna use for now this Snatchy to give an additional draw to Shane and go into a Synchro Summon. Because, yeah, otherwise things might have gone a bit messy.
But do we think this is just a bait, maybe? Maybe you just summon it, make your opponent do a Synchro Summon.
Sure.
And then you're gonna get to draw an extra card, and you've not really committed much, you've just put your monster on the field.
Yep, this Cupsy Yummy Way is going to allow Willie to add 2 Yummy cards from the deck to the hand, and he'll have to send 1 to the graveyard. Since he has no other cards in his hand, and it's going to be the Lollipo Way, or Lollipo on its way to the graveyard.
But this means we are still in the main phase, so we could continue if we want to do any of that. Otherwise, it's just going to be a pass back to Shane once more.
Fualos just doing so much work here for Shane.
But no, I think we proceed to the end phase, and yeah, that is it. So maybe you're right, just a bit of a bait to get an additional draw from that Fuvalos. And if we enter the main phase, I'm extremely worried for Willie, because I see a spell card in hand, but that's not quite gonna be the case yet. We special summon that Pancratops from end.
Yeah, of course you can. Just remembering there to tidy up the Lollipo Yummy that was summoned by Obedient Schooled. Still, Pancratops is one of those monsters where you don't have to have no monsters, you just have to have a less than your opponent.
Yep,
and there it is, Arpy's Feather Duster on a full field of spell and traps from Willie.
That is tough to see. He's going to chain the Cupsy Way to put it back into the extra deck, spell summon 2 Yummies from the graveyard. Does he have any other cards he wants to chain? It's going to be the Yummy Surprise. Return Snatchy and Cupsy to try and return the Pancratops and the Caesar Valius, but
it just doesn't.
You could chain the
like
Pancratops to destroy the field spell.
But you don't need to, right? You could just let it go back to your hand.
I guess it doesn't. Oh, he's just going to go after the Snatchy, but then he'll be able to chain it here anyways. That's all he was planning.
I have a feeling you could just let it go back to your hand, because your opponent's going to have 2 monsters after all is said and done because of the.
Yeah, I mean you can't special summon Pancratops, no? Yeah.
Is it one of those ones per turn?
I'm pretty sure it was only once per turn. Yeah. You can't special summon it again. But I mean, you could do it, I guess, still. But okay, we are gonna be just making use of this droplet, I guess. Yeah. Sure. And yeah, this is going to resolve. We chain the Snatchy, paying 100 life points yet again to go into another Synchro monster. Is it going to be just the Lollipo Way? I guess so. Long and complicated chain, but at the end, yeah, the Caesar is gonna go, as you can see, back to end. We are gonna special summon back 2 monsters from the graveyard, and then that RP Feather Duster is gonna clean up the rest of this field. Wow.
Yeah, Harpy's Feather Duster, a huge card here. Oh, and they're Dominus cards.
Double Dominus. I mean, Willie might be regretting setting all of them up, but yeah, maybe an unfortunate decision there. And now in a new chain, we are able to, I guess, draw a card, set up the Akruki. Obviously, you want to do it in the right order, just in case you end up drawing the Akruki. And then we can also special summon back 2 monsters. So again, don't count Willie out just yet. He's gonna have a full field of monsters at the end of this.
Yeah, it just seems like Yummy monsters just keep coming no matter what you try and do about it. The Caesar Valius one key card against the Yummy deck has already been negated this turn, so as in it's already tried to use one of its effects, so you won't be able to use the destruction effect. Start clearing up more Yummy monsters.
Yeah, that is it. So we resolve the Lollipop Way, special summon impact 2 monsters, and then we are gonna get the Akruki plus the draw from the Capsi Yummy. Or are we gonna use a search effect? Maybe. You have the option, I guess.
Willie still has a lot in terms of interaction with the Akruki. He'll be able to pop a card if he synchro summons. He'll be able to put 2 cards face down with Cookie Way.
What do you think of this decision of going for the search instead of trying to draw into another Dominus card, maybe?
I mean, with 2 Dominus Purge cards, yeah, it's a tough call, but I mean, you want to have that follow because the way he loses is if Shane, clears everything that he has set up here this turn. So he's going to want to make sure he has a way to extend from the graveyard on the following turn.
Yeah, it's a close choice. I mean, we saw yesterday that he's playing, the Song of the Dominators, so again, some interesting targets out there. But I mean, I'm sure Willie knows better than we do. And now, though, the play is finally possibly back to Shane.
Yeah, that is a big stack of cards in the hand for Shane. It just so much advantage.
Soul start. The first one, it's gonna have a nice protection effect from Cookie, possibly, but not quite from Cookie Way, setting, to face down. And
Stake Your Soul is going to allow Shane to reveal a fire, so he'll be able to special summon a fire Vanquish Soul monster from the deck here.
It's definitely a close one. We still have a lot of interactions, of course. The Rookie can destroy a card. Then you have, at least even the possibility of going for Herald later on. But for now, you can see Willie just taking his time to think about how he could respond to this Razen maybe coming down.
Yeah, there's so much you can chain here with Yummy. You've got the Synchros, you've got the Snatchy. There's a lot going on.
And yeah, here comes Razen in the same column, I believe, as the Snatchy that is not negated, but I'm not quite sure about that. And, okay, apparently not. It was the other one.
Yeah, I was thinking you want to put it in the column with the one that's not negated, but maybe he forgot which one was which. It's a little complicated to remember sometimes.
It's a column match, I guess, this one, right? So, yeah, now Razen will resolve, and then seems like in a new chain we are gonna add 2 cards to our hand with that Cupsy Yummy Way. I think he's checking how many monsters he has been using. We saw yesterday he got close winning the duel with that final Yummy monster in deck. So this deck can definitely run out of resources even though you have the recycling field spell effects.
The Jalong is added off the Vanquish Soul Razen.
Yep. Here you can see Capsi Yummy Way. Oh, and we are actually going to use right away the Akruki. Makes sense, getting rid of that protection from the Vanquish Soul Star, who didn't get a search yet.
And this is the Cupsy Yummy Way resolving, adding 2 Yummy cards, and now we'll have to send a card from his hand to the graveyard.
I don't know. Yeah, I still think maybe, given that most likely we were going to access this Cupsy Yummy Way, there was some merit for just trying to get the additional draw for maybe another interaction. But hopefully that doesn't, come back to bite Willie.
Yeah,
certainly not.
Merit either way for sure, because that Yummy Surprise is such a useful card, because when you go into your opponent's next turn, if you have an empty field, then if you've only got Yummy monsters in your hand, just clearing one does the trick.
But here it seems like we will proceed with Shane, giving again another option of sending a Synchro back, and that is going to be the case. Lollipop Way making its way back to the extra deck, summoning that Cookie, which now is a threat, given that there is not more the protection from the Vanquish Soul start.
Yep, now on a new chain, the Cookie Yummy is going to be able to trigger the effect to destroy a card, and he's going to take down that Vanquish Soul Holly Sue.
I guess we're going to be chaining the effect, possibly to either special, and I think this is what Shane is thinking about. What effect do we want to use? And yeah, it's going to be Fire and Dark indeed, with the Heavy Burger revealed. Yeah, these games are quite complicated, very different from the previous one. So many decisions, and even just one small, slip up could cost you.
Yep, it's always a very complex game state, even when you have like blowout cards like Harpy's Feather Duster to kind of even things out.
Yeah, it's still looking very uphill for Willy here because there's just so many cards on the side of Shane. He's going to get all these Vanquish Soul effects, and he hasn't even started playing with the Canines yet. We can see a Jokel in hand, waiting in the wings, and that's a level 5 monster in hand.
Oh, and we pretty much go for the last, if not almost the last line of defense in this Cookie Yummy way. We are still resolving the all issue, and as seen, this Caesar Valius was able to dodge the Cookie. But now, I mean, guess we can try and put Capo Monster face down, but we know the Heavy Burger is there, so at least one of them will be safe. And we summon a second Heavy Burger from the deck. Many duelists only on one copy of the card this weekend, but Shane goes for the 2.
Going to target the Rosin and the Heavy Burger with the Cookie Yummy way to try and put those monsters face down. And it looks like Shane's going to chain the Heavy Burger effect to reveal a Dark to draw a card.
Oh, but is that it? I guess so.
Oh, they're shuffling. I was like, maybe he's searching for something?
Yeah, it would be interesting if we don't chain anything else to that. Those, both monsters going face down definitely could be a threat. And let's see.
I mean, step 1 really needs to survive this turn.
Yeah.
So he'll have to make sure to navigate through the K9 cards if Shane is holding any in his hand.
And yeah, it does resolve. So both monsters going face down, and then we are going to get a draw. And we still can use, I guess, the Jiolong and let's see. We still haven't accessed any K9 cards. Close call here from Shane. And yeah, there goes the reveal. The special summon.
There's some good cards in the graveyard.
Yeah, I mean,
just when you're going second.
Pretty good hand.
Fawallows, Harvey's Feather Duster, Pankratops.
Yeah, and here comes Jiolong. We might easily have a couple Fire Monsters just to extend our plays further, but no, it seems like we move on to a Link Summon into that Rock of the Vanquisher. Maybe we do need it.
Rock will be able to add back a Vanquish Soul Monster from the graveyard or special summon one from the hand. And this is going to prompt Willy to chain the Cookie Yummy Ways effect to return to the extra deck special summoning back 2 monsters. It looks like he's going to try and Lollipo to go after a card in the graveyard and banish that Caesar Valius.
And that is the Caesar Valius gone for the duel. There's pretty much no way for Vanquish Soul to pick up.
So he did use Rocket League to summon from hand, which is why he had the opportunity
that
to
makes sense now.
If he went from the graveyard, this wouldn't have been able to work out that way.
Yeah, because it would resolve first.
But he wants the 2 level 5s on the field so he can bridge into the K9s.
Yeah, I guess it's still nice to completely cut them off. I mean, if Heavy Burger sometimes is a one-off, Caesar Valius for sure is a one-off. And so that won't really be an option anymore. But as mentioned, we still have a lot going on, and even Azu's play might be impossible to stop at this point. We are out of interruptions. So let's see.
Just having a good long think.
Crucial moment. You can see just
thinking about Nesh Knight or Ripper.
Really rough decision, and in the end, no, does not go for Ripper. It's the Nesh Knight.
So we're probably going to be looking at a big Zeus.
Makes sense to me. I mean, you do know that Yummy Surprise is in the end. At the same time, this looks promising because you get rid of so many resources this way. So let's see. I'm trying to take a look at the end. We have already used a lot of our Vanquish all effects for this turn, but yeah, seems like we are just gonna use this Nash Knight.
I'm wondering how much you can just clean up by attacking at some point, because you're going to take this monster, you've presumably got another monster in hand for the joke hole, so maybe you just do so much from attacking you don't need to bother with a Zeus?
Yeah, could be the case as well. Obviously, not that it matters all that much, but the Akruki effect, the special summon one from deck, is still potentially active, but does not work if you just destroy them by battle, I guess. And now with the Capsi Yamiway is gone, so that won't be an option next turn, most likely.
Clogging up those zones by the cookie is proving to be quite annoying here, I think, because it's going to stop you extending too much with the canines.
Yeah, and what can you do? That's the question, because I think at this point we still have, a heavy burger that was revealed, and maybe Olisu and Jaco? Maybe Jaco can help a lot. Yeah, it's gonna be the Jaco, yeah.
Absolutely incredible. This is why he decided not to go into the Ripper. He already had the Jokel to get 2 level 5s on the field. The Jokel's going to be able to add a canine spell. Or a monster going to get Lantern.
Yeah, there's still so much in the tank with the canines. Yeah, the only real limiting factor here, it looks like, is the space on the field. There's 2 face downs, Link monster already gone. Although having said that, you can of course use the rock at some point to go into the Vanquish Soul Rocks.
But yeah, this is starting to be a little tight, and not sure what we can access. We also obviously have not really used an effect from Willy to use that Reaper secondary effect to access the Force Release. But for now, we will upgrade our Nash Knight, and this is something that we have seen our duelist this weekend do with this.
The Chaos Honor Arc is going to add another material, being able to take a special summon monster from Willy's side of the field.
And I mean, this is impressive. We can clear the rest and then make potentially, one big Zeus still. And I think, yeah, that is it. So we just move to the battle phase, clear everything, or almost everything. So I don't think, you have enough.
How many materials can you make under this Zeus? That's a Link summon. Are we just going to go for the classic SP banish minion? Because then it just becomes so hard once you banish this card for the Yummy deck to out anything. And as you were mentioning before, Marcello, he might be running out of Yummy monsters in the main deck, and that field spell was a fantastic way to get some back. But now it's banished, you'd somehow have to get your other field spell into the graveyard, which is easier said than done.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the problem with Zeus is like there's always the potential for something like an infinite impermanence plus follow-up to be able to play through it, no matter how many materials would be under the Zeus. That could be why Shane decided just to deal with that field spell, because as you mentioned, it's tough to do damage without it.
Was he still not normal summoned?
Nope.
That is amazing. Wow.
He's going to tribute summon for Lantern.
Yeah, I was just thinking whether it wasn't, also, I mean, I guess the rock is relevant, but you could have also gone for the overlay over the rock, to just summon the Vanquish All Rocks and then use the Vanquish All Rocks to go into SP, and that way keep the, huge Zeus around. That I guess was an option, but this is also quite premium, of course. And
gonna have the Valon also, which is able to turn a monster face down.
Yeah, here it's where it's extremely relevant to count, and exactly I think that's what he's doing. I see 3, 4, 5 maybe monsters, because the maximum is 9 Yummy monsters, and the Akruki secondary effect can only special summon from deck, so that become extremely relevant at some point.
In here, returning the favor of setting his opponent's cards. Maybe he just wants a material in the grave.
Yeah, I guess you might wanna return the Olisu back with the rock. But yeah, Willie says, are you done? And yeah, we are indeed. So we go back to Willie for this turn. He's also gonna have a look at his graveyard, check how many resources are left. That's, yeah, around, I believe, 5 or 4 Yummy monsters in the graveyard, plus 1 face down.
It becomes such an uphill battle at this point for the Yummy deck. Once you've used all of those, well, once your field spell is banished now, all of your monsters are suddenly so small. Like you just lose the ability to attack almost. And the rock also makes it so you can only attack the highest attack monster while you control a Vanquish Soul. So currently no Vanquish Souls on the field for Shane. I'm not actually sure if he can get any on the field, so maybe the rock's protection effect not all that helpful.
Alright, Yummy surprises going to special summon back Cupsy Yummy Way from the graveyard. So if Shane has any activations that will let Willie get a couple monsters on the field, he's going to flip summon Lollipop away. Sorry, Lollipop Yummy.
And gonna access, I think, the last Snatchy in the extra deck at the moment. And yeah, look at this. We have a couple monsters in the end. And 3 cards in total. And there goes, yeah, the Cookie.
Special summon Cookie.
So this is going to be the Lollipop way. Or are we gonna go for some more interesting options in our extra deck?
He's thinking about Cookie Way.
Yeah.
Nope.
And yeah, it is that Lollipop Yummy way in the end. Bringing back 2 cards. And then activating the Rookie secondary effect to get rid of that Ballon now that we are pretty much out of monsters that are gonna be put face down, since we can just chain the Synchros. And yeah, I think it's better not to use it at all. Good catch from Shane, and well, it's an interesting spot, and I do agree with that. Never count Willie out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but it's going to be tough with that field spell being banished. So it was a heads-up play there from Shane, taking care of Mignon.
Ooh,
another Synchro summon.
Now it's a level 3 Synchro. The first of this match. Is it the Star Beast?
The Starham.
Yeah, Starham is going to be on the field. It has been summoned plenty of times throughout the duel by Willie in the previous rounds we've seen him in. And I think, yeah, Shane is just asking for some clarification there on the effect. Discarding a card to special summon one of those materials.
Yeah, it's often a good tool under Obedience School, because it's another beast you can synchro summon into that sets you up very nicely for a Herald of the Arclight on your opponent's next turn. But in this case, just summoning it.
And also, yeah, this is the bonus effect. Sometimes you use it for that, but since technically the Cookie is considered a special summon still by the effect of a Synchro monster, you get the bonus effects, and in this case we are trying to destroy the SP Little Knight with our Cookie Yummy.
And if you change the SP Little Knight, that'll allow the Cupsy Yummy Way to return to the extra deck to special summon 2 more monsters to the field.
Yeah.
And he wants to get that Starham off the field because it does kind of threaten Herald of the Arclight, but yep, he's going to chain the Cupsy Way, and then Shane will chain the Rock of the Vanquisher here.
Yeah, what a match and what a game this has been. I'm extremely glad that we do not have any time limit, because it would be a shame, you know, to just end up short of such an amazing clash. What an area of plays from both.
Definitely a Yummy Snatchy and a Lollipop Yummy coming back to the field. The Starham is going to be banished alongside the SP Little Knight. The Vanquish Soul Rosin was added back to the hand from the graveyard. Shane looking to have that fire attribute plus some follow-up on his next turn.
I'm wondering if there was any... Can you banish your face down with SP?
Not?
Yeah.
No, I don't. With the banishing effect?
Yeah, I was wondering if you want to banish like your own...
Well, with this, on summon effect for sure. Let me take a look. Nope, 2 face-up monsters.
2 face-ups. Oh, if your Yummy monsters don't have any attack points, how about you just take your opponents?
Triple Tactics Talent. Gonna reveal the hand. He's doing one at a time. It's Heavy Borger, Rosin, and Pot of Prosperity. I told you, never count Willie out. When things look grim, he finds a way sometimes. He locks in.
Yeah, that must have been the draw for turn there.
Absolutely, but this still looks quite good because, as mentioned, there is no Vanquish Soul Monster to make use of that redirection effect from the Rock of the Vanquisher at the moment, and there won't be any. So I guess, yeah, we just send the Rosin back, force our opponent to use that Pot of Prosperity to cut them off those Heavy Burger throws. And now we're back into contention. We have not used our Heralds at all, and we'll get back the Star M at the end of the turn, so still free to do quite a bit.
And it's kind of advantageous with the Yummy player, because if you have the Star Ham, you can synchro on your opponent's turn to still make Herald of Arc Light.
Yep.
But it was a really heads-up play there from Shane, potentially getting rid of that field spell to make sure that the damage would not be there for Willie, so he would be buying himself another turn. But I do wonder if that Zeus would have paid off.
Might have made a big difference, I feel like, because we still could have ended up with SP plus the Zeus, and I don't know if there was much of a way out of it.
It would have had to been like an Infinite Impermanence plus Extenders past. Well, he would have the Infinite Impermanence plus Yummy Surprise, but he would have to force out the Zeus to begin with.
Indeed. And
but neither here nor there. We're here now.
Now, let's see. So we have used quite a bit of our interruptions already, but I mean, worst case scenario, we can just attack over this rock and then plan out things. We are gonna have a bit of disruption during the next turn with the Akruki once more.
And you do wonder, though, I mean, the Akroki is pretty much one of the last pieces of interaction that Willie has. And he's going to start to run out of yummy cards in the deck. He's gone through 2 surprises. Unless the Akroki hits the graveyard, he can't start recycling things.
No, but we can also upgrade, I guess, to your favorite card, Tom, the way to beat the Lunalight deck, no?
Here it is. Say the name, Mosh.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. Ukano no Mitsune no Onari, maybe. That wasn't too bad. But yeah, it's I mean, it's the Link Chew, of course, that allows you to set back those yummy surprises. So we could make use of that powerful effect later on.
So we see a Synchro Summon for Cookie, so it can attack over the set Heavy Borger. Yummy Snatch is going to attack with its powerful 100 attack points over Rock of the Vanquisher, 0 attack points. And then Cookie's going to get in there for a little bit of damage as well, but not as big of yummy monsters as we're used to seeing without access to that original field spell. Mignon.
And no, instead we do not go back to the yummy surprise. It's just a pass from Willie. And now let's take a look. It's a crucial draw.
Not a good one. Could be helpful, but he's going to need more cards to go alongside it.
I mean, it's going to come down to this pot, I believe, but at the same time, it's not going to be the easiest, because every time you need to activate a card, you know, with the Yummy deck is just going to get more and more advantage through to those synchros.
Yeah, the synchros never really stop. They keep returning to the extra deck, keep summoning back monsters from the graveyard, and then you can synchro with those monsters and summon back the synchros again. Right now, he is threatening like a Herald of Arclight. He can summon the Cookie to put a monster face down. He has the destruction effect from the field spell. He has the destruction effect from summoning back a Cookie Yummy from the graveyard.
And we also have only 8 cards in our extra deck from Shane, so
you have to go for 6.
Yeah.
You have to wonder what you need at this point, because there's just so much on the side of Willie.
It's easier to pick just 2, and then the other 6 are the ones you're going to go with.
I guess maybe you keep the Zeus and just any rank 5.
Zeus and Ripper.
But then you don't have Rock. You know, it's definitely a tough call. So I guess could be right. Yeah, it's definitely a tough decision.
He just needs to hit that all-important Cosmic Cyclone and then both field spells.
He's just going to go 3.
No,
he's decided he can't win with just 1. It's going to chain the Cookie Yummy way to return it to the extra deck, special summoning back Yummy, Snatchy, and probably a Cookie. Nope, it's going to be a Cupsy to draw a card, maybe?
Yeah.
He's contemplating. Yep, it's going to be Cupsy Yummy, and he's for sure going to draw a card this time. Okay, Kurikara.
Oh my goodness.
That's going to have to be the Kurikara. The other two are useless, but the Kurikara kind of presents an interesting scenario for this game.
Like, you have to show it to your opponent. Like, imagine if he hadn't shown that to his opponent. There'd be everything would have activated.
Yeah, but you can play around this with the Yummy deck, I guess, because you can still activate, get a draw, but then if you use the Snatchy to just synchro, then that works.
Kurikara will just tribute off all the monsters.
Yeah. Some of those you don't use. So.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
So much easier to play around it once you've already seen it, isn't it, though?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. As you can see here, you can just draw and then activate the Snatchy to just synchro off, and that does it. And let's see.
SP Little Knight is still on Shane's side of the field. But yeah, Shane's hand is just Kurikara, Lupus, and Heavy Borger.
Yeah, and Willy knows about the Borger and the Kurikara, so he knows that the one interaction has to be absolutely amazing. And yeah, as you can see here, we can just use this Akruki to force out the SP.
And then if he targets either... Doesn't matter really what he targets, because he'll be able to use the Snatchy to synchro the monsters off the field.
And it's pretty much over, because then you go into Herald, and then the last card is in check, so
he's going to chain the synchro, chain Yummy, Snatchy. He's going to be able to synchro away.
And that's it.
The Star
As
Ham
mentioned, this
and the Cookie. Shane can see the writings on the wall. He really needed to go for the 6 off of that Pot of Prosperity. The first 3 didn't get him anything he really needed. The Snatchy's still on the field, so he might be able to summon the Kurikara from the hand still, but
I mean, you can use it again, possibly here, so it never really stops, because it's not a once per turn effect.
True.
So, as you can see here, interestingly enough, we go for another Snatchy, but the SP gets destroyed by the Akruki, and now in a new chain, we can use the Snatchy to get into another synchro, and pretty much it's checkmate.
Yeah, because you have to get off the field before the Kurikara can just tribute it off, since it would just be summoning itself instead of an activated effect. But what does he want to make? It would probably be the Lollipop Wave's in the graveyard.
I mean, you could always just let him summon it, right? Because you can then just summon the Cookie Way
and then destroy it
afterwards and just set it, right? But yeah, because it would only be tributing one.
Yeah, one Snatchy.
And then it's just out of the hand for good.
Is he going to concede?
Is it? Yeah, it seems like that has been it. So Shane picks up.
All right, one more handshake here in our top 8 match, our second quarterfinal matchup. Will it be Yummy? Will it be Vanquish Soul K9? Oops.
Yeah.
Accidentally flipped over a card there as he was drawing his hand. That happens sometimes.
Well, I mean, that's a good card to see, really, for Willy. He's not seen it the last 2 games. It's showing Shane that the card probably not that fantastic. I can't imagine how much it changes what you do, but let's see what cards do.
Yeah, as you can see here, Shane will be going first for the first time in this match. Obviously want to see the Razen. We have seen some of the consistency cards. And I think in the meantime, they're gonna set up and get their ends ready. As mentioned, the last 5 cards drawn for one of these duelists. There goes the handshake. And we can start this final game. Do we have again the Razen? Do we have Olisu going for us? There are some interruptions from Willy, I can tell you that much. It won't be the easiest game for Shane.
Yeah, but Stake Your Soul, revealing Ash Blossom, not a bad start. But yeah, Willy definitely has a decent hand that looks better than the hands he drew the first 2 games. But Songs of the Dominators is going to be activated to add a Dominus card and negate the effect of that Vanquish Soul Razen on the field.
Yeah, we don't quite have a trap card in the graveyard, so we are just going to pretty much use it as kind of an impermanence.
But the downside of Songs of the Dominators, it does add a card from your deck to the hand. So here comes Ash Blossom negating Songs of the Dominators. Is there a limit to what Ash Blossom can do. It negates seemingly every other hand trap in existence.
Yeah, I mean, even though, as mentioned, there was no trap card, it still includes, you know, an effect that potentially can search, and so Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring can negate it. And do we have something else going on from Willy, or is this going to be uninterrupted? And we have seen just how much the deck can do, and you know, just that Snow Devil is so crucial in setting up, you know, interruptions in the form of both monsters and traps, which is where any deck struggles to deal with.
That's very true. Shane's going to link summon Rock of the Vanquisher, sending Dr. Madlow to the graveyard, and then that Rock of the Vanquisher is going to add it right back to the hand, followed up by a reinforcement of the army here from Shane. So plenty of ways to access his Vanquish Soul Rosin here in the opening hand.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting choice. You know, maybe trying to play around Roll and Lock Bird, I can assume. Not starting off with that reinforcement of the army. But now I think we are just going to ask some clarification on the additional effect, and the rest of the end. Ooh, it's interesting. We have drawn into the unfortunate part of the K9 engine, I'd say, but
yeah, Lupus, one of the tougher cards because you cannot just normal summon it, unlike all of the other ones. If your opponent has more than 2 cards in hand, it just doesn't have that effect. So you have to rely on your opponent to use a monster effect in the hand. But is it even possible for him to use a monster effect in the hand? No, it is not. He's just used Songs of the Dominators.
Yeah, I think maybe they are debating whether with the Ash Blossom, you know, possibly that go back to the match. So now we have used the Ollie Su, and thanks to that we can special summon that Jiao Long, and I believe we do have a right amount of attributes in the end. So let's see what Shane is gonna go for. Do we access the K9s? That is the question. We have not normal summoned yet.
Yeah, it's still got that Rosin, still got that Thrust, not going to be particularly helpful. But is there a way to get to a Dark? Oh yeah, there's the Mad Love already, so all the attributes are there, you are correct.
I guess, what do you even play around? That's the question from Shane, I guess. You don't really know what, you know, Willy has been on in terms of interruptions, and it will be interesting because he pretty much has everything at his disposal at this point.
Yeah, there is the Dominus Purge, but that's something you feel like may have been used on the field spell or something if it was there. So maybe for this turn, he's kind of got that play button face up for him as well, and can just pretty much do whatever he wants to do. But yeah, he's got to figure out what is the best way to end the turn. Do you end maybe with that forced release in the spell and trap card zone? Do you end with the Vanquish Soul trap?
Indeed.
We go for K9 Ripper to add. Probably a Jokel or a Lantern. It's going to be Jokel.
Yeah, I mean, Jokel can get you there afterwards. As seen, we do have the Lupus in hand, and now we can get the Lantern, possibly. And yeah, that makes so much sense. Still so much that he can do.
I just got to figure out how to get K9 into the graveyard so you can activate a Lantern.
But I mean, we have not normal summon, right?
Yeah, I think then you have to special it though if you want the effect.
Nope.
Nope, it'll just have the untargetable effect. Going to go into number C104, Umbral Horror. It's a very powerful card. Going to be able to banish cards, negate monster effects, have life points. It's going to be something Willy's going to have to deal with.
Yeah.
He's also going to access the quick play spell forced release, and that will allow the Ripper to be upgraded into a much more powerful K9 Xyz monster and werewolf.
There's so many interruptions here. There is a card in the hand for Willy in the form of Lightning Storm. So are things going in defense? The Valon is going in defense, but other monsters are in attack mode. One of those habits, do you put monsters in defense? I mean, I always like putting monsters in attack if they have more attack, but
yeah,
Lightning Storm is a card you have to worry about maybe.
But regardless what an opener this is from Shane, absolutely amazing. One of the strongest fields from the K9 Vanquish Soul deck we have seen, if not the strongest, all weekend long. And it seems like in just a few moments the play will be back to Willy, who needs a miracle once again, always with, you know, the back against the wall, but never count him out. So
it's never easy.
Yeah, he's got that Obedient School, he's got that Lightning Storm.
And yeah, in the end, we are going to get back to Razin to end as it was summoned from the Stake Your Soul. And I think the play is over. So let's take a look at this 5-card and a lot to play with. As Thomas mentioned, we might be seeing this Lightning Storm.
And he's probably going to go after the monsters. You have to get that Umbral Horror off the field.
Yeah, that would.
It can't be destroyed, right? It doesn't have like built-in protection or anything like that? I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
And well, as you can see here, we are pretty much forced to chain this force release, if that is the case. But yeah.
Is he just going to go into Hound? We saw it yesterday where the Hound just stayed there and got stronger. He's going to try and use Rock of the Vanquisher, and it's going to be met by Song of the Dominators. And there is a trap card in the graveyard now.
Absolutely there is, and look at this, trying to break this field quite effectively.
Can't always just summon a werewolf and put it in defense mode.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And yeah, we do get access to this Dominus Purge, and then we resolve everything, but we only have this werewolf, this Balan, and wow, okay.
No, Obedient School is going to force out the effect of werewolf to basically light force sword a card out of Willy's hand.
But this might pretty much be it from Shane in terms of interruptions. Like that Balan surely is good.
I've seen this pose here from Willy before. He sits with his hands clasped. Yeah. He knows that he's already in a good position. The Yummy Surprise is going to be banished until the end phase. And the Obedient Schooled is going to resolve, special summoning 3 Yummy monsters from the deck. The Valen can still put a monster face down.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it might be good against other starters, but not quite against Obedient Schooling.
Obedient School, just one of the strongest spell cards in the game right now. Cupsy Yummy is going to be sent to the graveyard for the Link summon of Yummy Snatchy.
Yeah, look at Shade. I mean, he's laughing it off. Always a good, you know, sportsmanship from him. But this is going to be a rough one. What an opener he had. Still Willy finding those lines to make it through.
Yeah, I mean, what does the Valen even do right now when you have a Snatchy on the field that can chain, it can synchro with anything you try and target? Oh, it's so tough.
And yeah, we might have discarded a surprise, but the second one might just be in deck. So yeah, there it is.
Another copy. It was his 2 copies of Yummy Surprise was key in his victory in the last round yesterday and making a huge difference here in Game 3 of the second quarter final match.
Yeah, he's so close now.
He just needs to not fumble it.
I mean, you could even just use the bounce, I think, and that would do it, but I guess you can play it also safe in a different way, no?
Yeah, I mean, is there even any need? You can just make a cookie way, set both of those monsters, that forces it out immediately. There's just so many different lines for Willy available.
Just goes into Cups the Yummy way first to add a couple of Yummy cards in the deck to the hand. That field spell is going to give all the Yummy monsters 500 attack each for each light beast on the field. Exponential growth for these tiny little monsters.
Indeed, and as we've seen plenty of times before, just so many effects that you can use with the Yummy Surprise. You can use it, you know, offensively, defensively, and the Yummy deck sure is good at going first and setting up. As you have mentioned, that Mignon just makes it so easy to go for game right away. Even here, you can see everyone is boosted by 2500 attack. That's absurd.
Yeah, could we just... I mean, there's just so many different ways to do it. He's just got to make sure he's not going to play into anything from the hand, any potential Nibiru's, anything like that.
Yep. Doing some math, running some numbers.
Yeah,
he's probably going to go into like a Lollipop way here at some point.
Sure enough, and I guess they are just going to go through which effects. So no, we just battle phase.
Attacks over the Valon.
Doing the math here. Is it enough to just bring back one more yummy monster?
It is.
I think it is. There's so much
it is enough
damage.
If you just go and both, activate the Yummy Surprise to bring something back, yes, that's 4 monsters that can attack each booster by 2000, and that is it.
He did